April 11th, 2022. Last night, right before I put my son to bed, there was this snippet of show that came on. I'd heard about, never seen, called The Equalizer. Something new. It's actually got the actress who goes by the stage name, and I don't know if it's her real name, I don't have a birth certificate, Queen Latifah. For me, that's red flares. Like, I really don't want to get into it. But it's called The Equalizer. And her character, I guess is a character McCall, MCCALL. Oh, last night I was just, and on the thing it says receives a plea for help. In need of information, McCall forms a tentative alliance. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. Because I know the characters. And not, like, the real life ones. And I'm like, oh boy. And then, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna tape it. I'll get to it in the morning because I discovered it, like, I don't know, I put him, so like maybe I discovered it around 8:50 last night. I only had 10 minutes to get him to bed by 9 because gotta stay on the schedule, otherwise Lynn gets mad. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to deal with that in the morning. So I come now in the morning to sit down and I go to replay it because I want to get right to the part where I saw last night where I'm like, oh my gosh. And all of a sudden, there's a commercial that comes on. Now, I've seen this commercial for HUBSPOT. It looks like Bill Gates' wife or ex-wife now. She's a pirate, and she's on this ship, and she's got customers and employees and staff, and I find it a very wonderful pantomime, I have to be honest. Like, theatrically, I really enjoy the effort made to put characters in there that look like real life characters to go along with my motif of like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm in this, whatever. So I'm gonna just go with everybody's effort is on like the best, like they want to see us all succeed. So on comes the pirate, but it's a different commercial than the last one I saw. It has a different character up on the top deck, and I'm like, so it's one of those things where you put it on, you're like, oh my god, God is really speaking to me. Like, I mean, but like not in a crazy, you gotta lock me up in a mental institution, more in like a comical, jovial, like an innocent way. I don't know. Again, like everybody's so touchy-feely these days with other people's personal lives. It's just like whatever. But so I'm just gonna reference that. I also simultaneously was putting up some other stuff that I noticed, which was more on a more touchy subject. And I noticed how large this part had gotten, and I'm thinking to myself, because this is some parts of the day I go and my face is more thin, sometimes it's more, and I'm like, all right, now in medical device and procedures, when you have a skin graft you have to do and there's not enough skin on the body, sometimes you put something underneath the skin and you inflate it with some like air, and you stretch, it's called stretching the skin, and then it stretches, and then they harvest the skin from one area, they graft on another. I mean, again, it's not stuff I want to practice, I just know it exists, and I'm thinking to myself, in the old ancient medicine ways, to kill one's reputation or beauty and to steal one's time is like the most hideous of all crimes. And quite frankly, I feel like there's no reason why this has to be this inflated. But then when it stretches like this, it's stretching my facial skin. And then at other times it goes away. And then my skin looks like saggy and disgusting. I know this is some level of human somewhere on some machine messing with the electric static or the magnetics between my skin, between my skin feature or whatnot. I mean, it's like a medical procedure, but from the most disgusting computerized advanced system. This is the shit I want. Like, bullets work faster to kill those people for messing with people's beauty and whatnot while they're innocently trying to clean up a couple of things on the whatever. I mean, and to walk around healthy. I mean, against medical bioethics. I mean, like, it's like in a realm right now, in such a disgusting appearance. I mean, humans have shown me just how disgusting they are. So this is what's on this morning.
The whole fleet is on the same page, and our customers never slip through the
The whole fleet.
I know they're pirates, but they care.
Thanks to HubSpot, I have learned that my real treasures are my employees and customers. And gold. But mostly customers. HubSpot. Grow better.
See, I thought that was really clever, and I really appreciated it. So thank you for that this morning. You made me smile. However, I have to now get to wherever this Equalizer was last night, because I know who the real characters are, and I can name the real characters and what they're trying to intimate on the TV land, whatever. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to play some pieces. The house, however, looks very Victorian. And, like, I got numbers and letters on that one. The Equalizer. Because for some reason, the operation and the dermatological, sometimes in a Victorian way, in a new mode or modernity of, it used to be Nim Galoo, now it's Nim Kapoop. It's just, I heard yesterday, by the way, in Ukrainian, they use this word, schmerd. In Italiano, morte. In français, morte. In English, or Anglais, I'm not going into what the equivalent is. But I do understand now, because it sounded so similar. And then the other thing is they say Jacques is horror. I'm like, oh, horror and the giant, according to Ukraine, for Jack and the Giant, for me in English. That made sense. But I had to listen to the actual spoken word with a delayed translation in order to learn myself directly from a real life and not through some filtered what they want me to hear or know. That for me looks very Victorian era. I absolutely love it. I love the look, I love the feel, I love the way they built. I mean, Architectural Digest, that's like Cape May for me. That's Patchogue for me. That's where, like, my heart is, where I want to so live and be, and just, instead of in a fallout shelter. And, like, that's where the drive was for the children to be raised. Not that it was easily obtainable, or even, not even sustainable, let's put it that way, in this disgusting New York.
You looking all dapper, Aunt spending the day with Trisha in Connecticut? Ah.
There was a Jamaican that spent, at least he called himself a Jamaican, that spent some time here. I always said he always looked so dapper. Just so we're on the same page in when I say certain things in the field, I am myself. But then in this war room with Linda and Lou and things that have happened to me outside of my control and the little trust that I have for humans that are in my, between my parents and myself and whatever, it is whatever it is. Now, here's a piece. I didn't watch the full episode last night. I caught like the last wind of it. There's something with Bishop Securities in it. I know who the characters, well, at least the characters I interacted with. Not quite sure who the other operatives are supposed to be in this whatever. But Bishop Securities is interesting considering there's that Bishop Ministries I caught the other day with Denzel Washington and some whatever. I referenced it. I put it into my own whatever. So again, it's on file with my own personal whatever. But it's just interesting. It comes out in TV producer land. The commercial before this is How We Roll, and then it reference to a bowling something or other, and then it comes to this.
Quinn, the guy who sent those mercs after Henson's daughter last year?
Yes. This man's a sociopath. He has no country, no allegiance, or conscience. Assassinations, kidnappings, overthrowing governments. He'll do anything for a price.
And after years of chasing him down and grabbing him, the CIA just trades him away in some shady backroom deal.
No wonder Marcella went to you and not them. But okay, what is Quinn doing in New York?
Why, he just paid Daniel Blake a fortune for something. We need to find out what. But the guy's a ghost. He's deep underground by now.
Then how do we find him? What?
Bishop gave me a file full of intel on Quinn, but he warned me never to look at it. He knew if I opened it, I wouldn't be able to help myself. I would be right back in.
Well, you said yourself your obsession with Quinn almost got you killed.
And it saved countless lives. If Quinn is involved, something big is going down.
Rob, something big is always going to be going down. Maybe Bishop is right, and the safe play is just to sit this one out.
If Quinn is operating in this city, no one is safe.
She is based off of what looks like a real life character to me. It's not mine. But it's, I mean, it's not a portrayal of me, but I do know who it could be a portrayal of. And there it is, Bishop Security. So now I'm just curious. In New York City, there are Mount Rushmore, there's me, there's some greenback paper with some pictures and the cash that what they use for bartering around here without crypto getting involved or ETFs or any of the crazy stuff that gets everybody in trouble around the kiddos, whatever, around Bishop Security anyway. So, just curious to whose security is formalized and helping who's in prioritizing world around here in New York City, because last time I checked, I'm still portrait correct, even in my damaged skin and my bloated whatever and my weird walk, with what the ancestors are on the wall, the ancients, if you will, that are on the wall at City Hall in New York City, some of the statues around New York City, and in Washington, along with the big old rock monument out in the West somewhere. What does not have rock paper and that type of agreement in priority? It really puts everything in perspective when you put in this bishop security, if that's at the level of, let's just say what I saw on, and I documented already, just so we keep one level line of communication. And just like that, I have no idea what it says. I have no idea what it says. I know who the characters are, but I don't know what it says on a daily basis. But yet, these pieces of my real life keep showing up on Hollywood, like TV producer land, inside movies. Oh my gosh. I think even there's a song by Blake Shelton and about his wife Gwen. I'm just the guy. I'm just the guy with the girl that everybody wants. I mean, it's just like, oh my goodness, you know. So it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.